So let's begin building our basic lead capture agent. Right here, we're in our workspace. So what we're going to do is just come up to the top right and select a new agent. From here, we can give it a name. I'll just call it lead capture. For the modality, we want to select chat. And for the language, you can select whichever language you'd like to build this for. But I'm going to choose English. And then we can hit continue and then create agent. So here we have our base workflow. We're just going to highlight everything and delete it so that we can start from scratch. On the left-hand side, here is our toolbar. In each of these categories are the nodes that we can use in our flow, and they have different functions. We have AI, which is our main AI steps. We have response AI and set AI, which we will get into in this lesson. We have talk, which we can use text blocks, images, cards, carousels. Our listen, which is anything where we want to accept input from the user. This can be in the form of a button, a choice, or a capture. Then some logic nodes, some developer nodes, and some library options. What we're going to build is a basic bot for a fitness coach. This bot will be able to determine whether users need to lose weight or gain muscle. And from there, we are going to tell them that we have the perfect package for them. Collect the information and then forward that to a spreadsheet, which can serve as an email list. This would be the integration into a CRM. So to get started, let's drag out this start line and add a talk. We'll do a text node. I'm going to write, "Hi, how can I help you with your physical needs?" Then from here, we want to capture the user reply. So we're going to come to listen and then capture. Then we can drag this in the same block. From here, we're going to expect the user to give us some indicator of whether or not they need to lose weight or gain muscle. So what we want to do is put a set AI step, which will allow AI to intelligently analyze the user's reply and tell us whether or not they want to lose weight or gain muscle. So we just want to drag this out, go to AI and select a set AI step. Now I'm going to give this a label. I'm going to call it lose or gain. And as mentioned before, we can use the AI model as a data source or a knowledge base. Since we're not going to be using a knowledge base for this demo, we'll be keeping it at AI model. Now I'm going to quickly skip over these set of variables and I want to take you straight into the prompt settings. So this is considered an LLM step, large language model step. Here we can select a variety of LLMs such as GPT 3.5, GPT-4, and Claude. And you can see these each take tokens each time that you use one of these steps. So GPT 3.5 is the cheapest. As you can see, as the models get more complex, they cost more tokens. As of now, the GPT 3.5 Turbo model is the only one available to us because we haven't got a subscription plan yet. What we now want to do is give a system prompt. Think of a system prompt as how you would want the AI to think. And then the prompt up here is how you would want the AI to act. So for the systems prompt, we're going to do something simple and tell it, you are a user query analysis expert. You are meant to analyze a user's message and determine whether they need help losing weight or gaining muscle. I'm going to keep these max tokens at 128. This essentially just sets a limit as to how much the AI can output in terms of words, which equates to tokens. And for the temperature, think of this as how creative the AI model can get. Higher values mean the AI can get more creative and more robust with its responses. And lower values means it's more deterministic, meaning the same message will get the same output more closely. So I'm going to set this temperature to around 0.3. Then what we want to do is set up our prompt. So I'm going to write identify if the user wants to lose weight or gain muscle based on the query. And then we input the user query, which is saved in a variable. You'll notice in the capture user reply to the last utterance is saving whatever the user types in the variable called last utterance. So what we want to do is just put our bracket in and then go down and select the last utterance variable and then just add our end quote. And so the AI is being told, identify if the user wants to lose weight or gain muscle based on the query. And then it gives them whatever the user typed last. Then I just want to add some specifics. I'm going to say if the user wants to lose weight, reply only with loss. If the user wants to gain muscle, reply only with gain. And then just to make sure it doesn't reply with anything else, I'm going to write you should only reply with loss or gain. From here, what we want to do is save this output to a variable. So we're going to click apply to and then create a new variable. I'm going to call this gain or loss. Then we can go ahead and create the variable. If we want to preview what this looks like, we can just hit the AI preview button. And so we can enter a value for our last utterance. So if I say something like I'm too fat and then generate, you can see it's going to tell us that we want to lose weight. And if I were to preview this again and say I'm too skinny, it will tell us that we want to gain weight. So the logic is working correct in the AI step. Now let's add a conditional block, which is essentially an if statement saying, hey, if it's gained, do this, or if it's lost, do this. So what we want to do is just drag this string out, go to logic, and then select if condition. I'm just going to title this block and call it if else. Then from here, we can add a condition. So we want to say if the variable, which we just set as gain or loss, is, meaning if it's equal to, and then write gain, and then another condition and say if variable, select gain or loss, and then write loss, you can see now we have an if else block where we can drag out two different paths to direct the conversation logic. So let's just drag out a string from this loss and then add a text block. We'll say, it's great that you want to lose weight and improve your health. What's your current height and weight and what do you want to get to? Then we can drag in a captcha to this block so we can get the user reply. We can drag this to another AI step so we can begin to calculate the user's BMI. What we plan to do for weight loss is make the AI calculate the user's BMI and then let the user know that we have the perfect plan for them and ask them if we can capture their name and email so that we can send them a free course. Or if the user says they want to gain muscle, inform them of how much daily protein they should eat and do the same thing and ask for their name and email so that we can send them a free course.